All right, good evening, J football families. This message is going to be for all of our families. Lot involved this week, all the way from our future Jays or our junior Jays, all the way down in the third, fourth, fifth grade, all the way up through the middle school are all involved this week, as well as our high school. So I'm going to try to kind of put this all together and this kind of be a program-wide message for the week. So a lot of different things to cover here. But want to make sure we get all the information out. So I'm just going to jump right into it and just kind of get going here with our schedule for the week. So this is our website where we have our summer weeks. I'll link that in this message for this week. And actually, I did not change the date there before I published it, but I will change the date. The date is correct on the artwork, July 27th through the 30th. Just notice that one up there. This video that you're watching now will end up right over here. So just all that stuff is there. So let's just look at schedule for the week. And really, I think the big part of the schedule is very dependent on temperatures and weather for this week. As you guys know, it's hot outside right now. It's going to be hot on Monday. Tuesday, it looks like it starts to back down. Wednesday, we use what's called a wet ball globe temperature to determine whether we can be on the field or not on the field. And I can show you those charts, or you can look them up, whatever they might be. But there's certain temperature levels on the wet bulb globe that we absolutely cannot be on the field. Then the next one down from that is basically you can only be on for an hour, but that within that hour, 20 minutes of it has to be water and rest and breaks. So we kind of get to those areas, especially when we're putting third, fourth, fifth graders and even middle school kids on the field. We really get pretty hesitant putting them outside. I've checked the gym schedule for the week. Looks like it's booked every night up at Jeff City High School between basketball and some different things going on with some of our feeder programs and stuff like that. So very real possibility that we may not have camp, our practices on Monday night with our middle school and our junior Jays. But I will keep you posted on that, and we'll just see how the temperature goes for that tomorrow night. So as we go through this schedule, let's just look at it and say, so first of all, this is our 9 through 12 football players. You guys are going to be 5 to 7 p.m. There's nothing in the mornings this week. We're 5 to 7 p.m. We're in the weight room testing. We also are going to do our concussion baseline testing tomorrow night. So this is a program that our trainer has already sent out to the kids. It's an app that they download on the phone, and it gives us a baseline of where they're at. I told the kids the other day it's very, very important that they do this correctly and that they are focused when they're doing it, because if they have concussion symptoms during the season, the first thing our trainers are going to do is have them retake that test to see where their symptoms are at. And that baseline is very important that we take it seriously. If the kids go in there and they're messing around and the baseline's off, then it's going to read differently during the season. So we want to make sure that we do that correctly. This is a perfect time to get that done, this baseline testing right here. Then we're planning on rolling into our future Jays camp, which is grades 2 through 8. It's really the start of our junior Jays season. Their practices start this week, but we want to be able to help them get off on the right foot with those practices. So that is the plan for them, and it's really kind of an end of the summer and jump into jumping off point for our middle school kids that we want to try to help them and make sure they're ready to get into their season. So that is planned for tomorrow night. Again, we're going to play that by ear with weather. Okay, Tuesday. This is why I'm doing a program-wide message here. Tuesday becomes a pretty big night for our program. Okay, first of all, we're going to do a meeting with our 9 through 12th graders, 6 to 7 p.m. We will most likely go up in the cafeteria somewhere inside. The original plan was to do it in the stadium, but I mean, if it's really, really hot, no one's going to be focusing on that. So we'll just kind of play it by ear and see where we're going with that. But this is going to launch our Raise 365 fundraiser, and then 7:30 to 9 is the Future Jays camp. But we'll have a meeting starting around 7:30, 7:45. with the parents of those kids in the Junior Jays program and in the Lewis and Clark football program. So we want to launch that same fundraiser with those kids. It could be a big fundraiser for our Junior Jays. It can be a big fundraiser for Lewis and Clark, and also a big fundraiser at the high school. So those monies, whatever money gets brought in, will all be separated out. There's a link to that I'll put out, and it's all right down here. All the information on it is on this webpage. Really what we're looking for is for each family to bring us 25 good phone numbers, good contacts, okay? You're going to put those, if you're a Junior J parent, if you're a Lewis and Clark parent, you're going to set up the account on your phone. You're going to put those contacts in. Each person has their own account, which then feeds the overall team account. So what we're hoping is that we get 25 good phone numbers from everyone. We get those entered, and then we're going to challenge you to call some of them and just say, hey, I'm going to send you this message. Please feel free to donate. Please help us out, help our program out. And then, it'll roll from there. Once you put their phone number in, they'll get a text message with the link and a way to donate. And it's not just a donation platform this year. There's also going to be raffle tickets associated with it where the more money they contribute, the more tickets they will get put in to that. So again, big fundraiser for us program-wise. Really encourage you to be there as a parent, be a part of that meeting. The kids need to come with their 25 contacts in place. The good news is those kids that have done this with us in the past, when they log back into the app, hopefully they know their login information is still on their phone. Their contacts are in there already. So hopefully they have those contacts. They're already stored in their phone. When they open they log into the new fundraiser, they'll already be there. If they were on our team last year and they did this fundraiser with us and they turned those contacts in, I have those on file through in a spreadsheet. Can send it right back to them. I had a couple kids ask already, hey, can you send those to me? Boom, send it to them in a band message, and they have that. So Tuesday night's a big night for us, fundraiser wise. Trying to boost some of the funding in our programs all the way through Junior J's, Lewis and Clark, and at the high school. So big night there. Then after that, after our Future Jays camp and all the fundraising stuff goes on, we're going to have our 9 through 12 football players are going to stay that night, and we're going to do our combine testing there in the stadium from 9 to 10. That's our 40-yard dash, our 20s, our flying 20s, our pro agility, and our L drills. We're going to get times on all those. This is a big week for us in the weight room testing, and really what it is it's twofold for us. It's a post testing to see where we've wrapped up at the end of the summer, see all the work we've put in during the summer and how it has benefited us, and then it's also a pre-testing for our fall workouts. So that way we already have things locked in and we know what we're basing things on as we go into the fall. And then when we get into that first hour class, we won't test again. We'll just go into our workouts at that point. So Tuesday again, pretty big night, and you're more than welcome to stay and watch the kids run in the stadium and see how they perform on those tests. Wednesday things slow down a little bit. We're back to weight room testing 5 to 7, and then Future Jays camp at night. Same thing on Thursday. We'll end program wide watermelon feed on Thursday night. That's always a good time. That'll start, we'll go with camp from 7:30 to 8:30. That's usually a fun night. We're actually going to look at possibly start handing out Junior J's equipment on that Thursday night for our our third and fourth graders. We'll hopefully get equipment out to them and kind of get things started in that process as they continue practice next week. And then we'll wrap it up with some watermelon and just have a good time for the entire program that night, and hopefully be celebrating raising tens of thousands of dollars all over already in 2 days. I don't think that's outside of the realm of what's capable if we get the right contacts into that system and get that stuff up and running. So excited about the week. It's it's kind of what I call our end of summer program week. We see all facets of our program. We see our Junior Jays, we see our Lewis and Clark athletes, football players, and we're testing with our high school kids. So really important week for everybody to be around as much as possible, and make sure that those things are in the forefront of our mind, that we're helping with this fundraising. Every great football program needs to continue to raise funds. Our Booster Club does a tremendous job, but this helps offset some of that in some other ways. And I know our kids at the high school level have some goals of some different things, and I want to make sure that they reach those goals with that fundraising and some possibilities of what they want to get with that. I'm just going to leave it with that, okay? So excited about the week. We're going to have to deal with some temperature and some weather. Just need for you guys to trust that I want to be on the field and we want to be doing things. We want to work with those kids, but also a practice on July 27th with third and fourth graders running around out there in extreme heat is not worth having someone get sick from that. So we're going to err on the side of caution on those things. If it gets to be every night, then we'll start finding some spaces inside and at least making sure we're getting organized. Monday night, we will either go or we will cancel. There's nothing inside. There's no ability to go inside on Monday night. So just be aware of that, all right? So I've got this general information over here for our Lewis and Clark football players, as well as for our high school football players. We use Arbiter to do our registrations. Right now, again, I think I've got 26 9 through 12 football players that have got this registration completed out of the 85 to 90 that are on our rosters right now. So really need to get to work on this. That's where you go in, answer some questions, put your physical in. Again, I can click on it right here. Pretty easy to get to. Again, I will say, do not set up a new account. Go in, use an account that you already have set up. Unless you're new to us, then you'll have to set up a new account. Or you're new to Jeff City High School, you have to set up a new account. But your physical and everything, put it in there, get it going. Let's get that done and out of the way this week. If you got questions on that, I know I've seen some questions floating around on band that other parents have been able to answer. That's awesome. We're a community. Anytime we can help each other get those answers, that's great. But absolutely, if you don't get the answers there, reach out to me through band and we'll get you set up. Okay. The calendar's there. I'm not going to go through it all. I've been through it in some of the previous videos. You can always go back and watch those. We're continuing to work on these sponsorship packages. I know they're starting to kind of flow in. I was talking to Brent Wingrath tonight, and some things are starting to happen there. So, continue to work on that, continue to get things going. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that sometimes you don't always see, but just know there's a lot of work being done to go into this football season and to get things up and running. And then we've got our Junior Jays football site. We've had a few more kids register here in the last few days, especially at the third grade level. So that's exciting. And then the Weber Foundation wall out front, I've still got on there. Very exciting time in our J football program. We're getting close to the season. Had a good scrimmage against Elias last week. Excited about the opportunities that brought for us to evaluate kids, to evaluate film and scheme, and really just kind of get loaded into August. I think we came out of it pretty healthy, so excited about that. Got a tremendous weight room project going on right now. Our seniors and some of the guys who came to do the photo shoot today kind of got a first glimpse of it. It's an awesome facility. I get goosebumps talking about it. I get a little emotional talking about it because it's something that has been needed at Jeff City High School for a while, and it's top notch. I can't wait to get you guys in there. We've got some details and things to shore up, but hopefully as we get going in the coming weeks, everybody will get a chance to get in there and kind of see what we're talking about, and the facility that our district leadership is putting in place for us is phenomenal. I mean, they've been all in on this project, and just excited for the work that they've put in and the work that a lot of us have put in to design this and to plan it. Coach Bush is like a kid in a candy store right now. He's so excited. So, and I'm excited. It was great to see the kids' faces as they walked in there tonight and just kind of being in awe of, wow, this is ours. And it coming from drawing to realistic has been fun to watch. So excited to get that project kind of wrapped up here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Hopefully to be in there by August 17th, a week after we start practice, but the week before we start school is kind of the plan right now. We're waiting on air conditioning units, a couple things in the floor, some weights to come in. There's just some finishing touches that have to be done in the next weeks before we can be in there full time. Okay, I've spent long enough. We're really close to 15 minutes here. Thought it was important to kind of talk about this week as a program. Hopefully everybody tunes in and watches this and gets the information that they need. Again, really excited about this week and what it is as a program. So let's launch into it a little bit here and get going. So go Jays! A lot of Jay pride flying around this week, and excited to get it done. So have a great week, and we will talk to you soon, and we'll see you around this week. Thanks for tuning in.